Okay, we're going to go ahead and take some calls. I do want to say, Brother Bobby, because I know on the East Coast and other parts of the country and the world, it is already the energy of 2011. So happy 2011, everyone out there. We know the new year already started with the winter solstice, but 2011. So let's go straight to the phone lines. Calling in, it looks like, from area code 616. You are live in the remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Greetings to one and all. To one and all, and greetings to you, Miss Blue. You don't know who. Bless up, my brother. You don't know who to, Bobby. Yeah. So I just want to greet everyone tuning in around the world, in their world, in the mighty and powerful name of the I, Most High, Yahweh,
You have a question? You have a question?
Yes, I just came to give you all the whole evolution, history behind the mythology, what's holding on us as black people and moving forward.
Okay, but we're going to take questions right now. So if you have a question, you can come and share, because we have about 40 minutes left to go in the forum. Didn't mean to cut you off, brother, but you can come back on a chat and chill night, and you can share your mythology with us. We'd love to hear it then. Let's go to the next caller with a question. Calling in, it looks like area code 608. You are live in the remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Is it 609 or 608?
That's you. I'm sorry.
Oh, hi. Thank you. Yes, my name is Sharon. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Okay.
Are you the same age in Universe B, that parallel universe, that you are in this universe now?
More than likely, yeah. But remember now, in that particular universe, age is not really a factor.
Right, but you wouldn't be like born like a baby there and an adult here.
No, you would be the same as you are here.
Right.
But we talk about a spiritual sense now, so
right.
Which is good, because which sets up the next question, because a lot of people always ask, well, what it's going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
And
isn't it very
the return of the gods? It will be like the appearance of what you would want it to be. So let's say, based on age, you would probably be the same age, but it would be based on your thoughts and the chakras. The chakras is what is really over there.
True, right.
It's an illuminated being. It's called a glorified spirit.
Right.
And it can be whatever you want it to be, whatever form you want it to be, how beautiful you want it to be, how tall you want it to be, based on how you think.
Right.
And study the chakras and the alignment of those, you see. And so it would be like that. But on the other hand, it probably, the universe be going to be, your soul is thousands of years old, and you also have thousands of incarnations. So if you ask the question, which is a good question, would you be the same age? No, because if you was going to be the same age, let's say if I'm 48 years old, or 49, I'm 49 years old, well, my soul is way older than that.
Right.
My soul is thousands of years old, so I don't think it would do that. But as far as you being another replica over there, a much more glorified spirit, it would be a connection. So
gotcha, right.
You probably would appear whatever age you want it to be.
Right.
You see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something like that.
Thank you so much.
Kind of think of it as how you think a god would be.
Right.
And whatever aspect of a god would be infinite possibility.
Right.
And apply that to this particular entity in the other realm, in the other universe B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks for calling in. All right, we're going to continue to take questions here. We're going to go to the next caller. It looks like calling in from area code 215. You are live in the remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Adrian Mobley, I'm calling from Philadelphia.
Okay, greetings to you. You have a question for Brother Bobby?
Yeah, I got a question. As far as melatonin go, I know they sell melatonin at like GNC and stores like that. What would the effect of melatonin would have on us if we would take it?
We did a lot of experiments with this in the 90s, and I can tell you my experience. And then by me being able to travel all over, people would come up to me with their experience. Basically, they was thinking that the pineal, this melatonin was becoming from fruits and dates and stuff like that. But they found out that to produce enough melatonin, they would have to get this from humans, and get this from humans. Now, it means either one way to do it. It means that they would have to kill an extraordinary amount of humans, or when a human dies, especially somebody black that has a higher concentration of melanin, they would automatically, the hospital would automatically get the pineal glands. And I tell the story of the guy in Washington, D.C. that worked for Johns Hopkins, and he had another friend that hadn't seen him since graduation of 1969. And he said he saw this brother in 1990 for the first time. And the brother was driving a truck, and it had all these bottles of solution in it, this clear solution. It was like hundreds of bottles. He said, well, what are those? He said, well, those are, the guy said that those are pineal glands, and when a person dies, we take those pineal glands and we take them to Johns Hopkins. You know, so in so many words, this might be a production of that. We believe that the Rwanda murders, the Rwanda murders, any kind of mass murderers and stuff, was also a production of melatonin. And now, what are the effects? When I took them, yeah, you do get a little sleepy and stuff, but when I took them one night, I woke up hollering because somebody snuck up behind me and killed me. So what happened was I witnessed the effects of the brother who was killed for that melatonin. It's all in the movie Strange Days, when they was killing people, and based on these people's death, they was getting off on it and stuff when they jacked into these particular people's memories. So the result is you can mess around and tap into people's memories messing with that stuff. And it ain't going to be happy memories either. So you know what I'm saying and stuff. I mean, we don't need it. And believe it or not, and even that is a saturated form. They have to cut that to the very minute level, because Dr. Richard King said that if you took true melanin, which they used to experiment in the 70s and the 80s, and in the 60s, he said if a person took true melanin, especially if let's say, if you are of European descent and you taking some potent stuff, it's just like anything else. And even if you're black, if you're a black person and you have a calcified pineal gland, if Richard King said if you take true melanin, you will go crazy in 48 hours. He said,
wow.
So obviously, you know, it's like that crack cocaine. They had some crack cocaine in the late 80s and early 90s when people was taking it, was killing people. And then after they got the goals and objectives, they cut it down to a $5 rock. But guess what? Guess what was in the crack cocaine that was killing people in the 80s and early 90s? Melatonin.
Wow.
Melatonin was a part of that. That's right. We even got that information. That's how it binded itself to black people, and black people couldn't get up off it. White boys get on the shit, and it looks like it's taking some Jaeger or something. They could kick the trip. They couldn't fuck with that ice. But when it came to crack, you know, they could fare better with it. But with us, we couldn't kick that shit because it was melatonin or melanin laced. You see. And that shit was so potent it was killing people. They ain't telling nobody about that. You see what I'm saying? And so even when the brother said, well, I cooked it up. No, when you got the cocaine to cook it up, it was already laced with the stuff that the government wanted to put in it. You see, and the government came out, they always tell the truth. They came out in 1996 and said that they started the dope trade and shit, the CIA and all of that. So what the hell you think it's going to be? You see, that's very interesting, though. Yeah, so I wouldn't suggest taking it. You don't need it. You produce enough just by closing your eyes, or listen to music in the dark.
Right.
Or listen to music in the dark. You see, different things you can do. Different things you can do. You know. I do know that pork blocks it. It's a thing called a hedgehog gene, and this thing shuts down with pork. With pork. And the hip-hop music shut the shit down. I hate to say it, and I'm not talking about the rappers, but when I was in Baltimore, Maryland, the brothers who brought me there was working on their rap album in the studio. This was back in 1997. There was a guy in the studio with a machine gun. And they said, why that guy's in there guarding that door? He said, that's the door and that's the room. They come and put that shit on it after y'all leave. They come and mix all that shit into the shit after y'all leave. So that is designed to shut down the damn melanin. And it don't have nothing to do with Jay-Z. They can put out the good music, and the music will be fine. And they're not in on the conspiracy. But you best believe any major label has got that stuff coming out, has already got that shit laced with some type of stuff that puts that shit on lockdown. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so. Yeah. A CD is just like a DVD. Before we used to have to explain it with a laser disc. A laser disc has 3, 4, it has 5 different damn settings, 5 different types of plateaus it can go to. And yours can be on one, and the other one could be on another plateau. And that's what you do when you see a DVD, and they have all the different specialties in it and the program. So they can program all of that. So that fucks it up, too. And it ain't even just the rap music. Into that music now, the Beyonce shit and all that shit is all fucked up. Any of the stuff that the young people is doing, the government done shut that shit down 15 years ago. So, yeah. So I just want to, yeah. Give me some questions.
All right. We're going to continue on. We're going to go to the next caller. Calling in, it looks like, from area code 832. You are live in the remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Yes, from hello?
Yes, greetings.
What's up, Bobby? Brother Bobby? What's up, Miss Blue? Hey, right quick, I had a question, and we want to be no other place than right here with y'all guys, man. The vibration is crazy on when you're on the phone lines, but I want to be no other place. But quick question, I know you've done a lot of studying. I've been doing a lot of studying on laughter yoga, a form of letting go.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you have any books on that.
There's some. I'm quite sure there are. I do know that a guy named S. Jason Black was talking about the techniques of laughter, of laughter and stuff like that to release certain things. So I'm quite sure. The only thing you got to do is just to go on the internet and just type it in, because there's so many books in the particular field, and all. But any kind of yoga that deals with breathing is actually, because laughter is a form of breathing. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's also a form of breathing. Also, that same breathing can be done in the tantric aspect of things, tantric sex, with the same breathing techniques. So I would implore you to get a book called The Science of Breath, because ultimately at the heart of all that, they talk about breath.
Yeah.
So there's a book, it's a little blue book called, I can't think of the name of the people, but it's called The Science of Breath. And that's the name. You even need to know the complete name of the book or the actual author, but that's the book. Get that book, and I think that book will give you a rudiment of what you're really tapping into.
Right.
Yeah.
One more question. Is that? It's dealing with Kali. You think laughter is dealing? It's because it has something to do with letting go. I was lucid dreaming one time, and I really been trying to get more conscious in astral realm, and the most conscious I've been is whenever I laugh, and it really helps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
but what's the question?
Is there a connection? I know you've done way more studying than me. Is there a connection with laughter and Kali? The Kali.
Well, Kali. See, you got to look at different things that